The Tim Henson guitar ships with action that I think is weird. It's super high at the bridge. It's fine at the nut. It's just like wrong. So before I try and do any serious adjustments to the bridge, I got to make sure that the neck is flat, which, spoiler, it is not. I've just got like a straight piece of metal bar stock here that I'm holding against the frets. So really I'm checking the frets, not the fretboard for straightness, which is not the best, but this is what I got, so whatever. Hopefully it shows up here, but there's upwards of 1 mil of bow in this neck. So we got to take this out before we do anything else. I got the paperwork with the wrench and everything, and this is a very, very stiff truss rod. I had to put a little more force on this than I wanted to, but a solid quarter turn, and it was almost there. So another little notch, and it ended up right where I wanted it. With the neck sorted out, I'm measuring the distance from the fretboard of the strings at both the nut and about the highest fret that I can get to, just to see what kind of delta's there, and it's like upwards of 2 mil. This is mostly to give me an idea of how much it's safe to take away when we pull this bridge piece out and start trying to file it down a little. I'm going to be lazy here and try and loosen all of these strings and not take them off, so I can just pop the bridge out and not have to worry about changing strings or doing any of that stuff. So with the strings loose, you can lift up one tip end of it and then kind of push on the back with your thumb, and it'll just slide right out. Looking at this, you can see that the top has a curve that kind of matches the contour of the neck, and also has it's filed at different points to match the intonation of the guitar. But this part is flat on the bottom, so we can just sand that down and put it right back in. So to make sure I file this thing evenly, I'm going to scribe a line on both sides at the depth I want to take away, and then we can just sand up to that line, and we'll have something to show whether we're going too far on one side or whether we're keeping it even. You can just slide the bottom of the calipers along the bottom of this thing and use the part that's over it to scratch a straight line into the side. Then you can use a pencil to follow that scratch and give yourself something you can actually see. And I'm going to put one on both sides so that we don't accidentally grind one side farther than the other and have it be like slanted. So I started out with just a file and wore it down a bunch, check it, wear it down, check it over and over again until it gets close enough to that line. And then you can pop it back in the bridge and see how far you've gotten. Definitely in the right direction, but has more to go. So took it back out and used an 80 grit sandpaper pad for this. And this definitely goes a lot faster, so recommended. One more time, at least back in the bridge to check. There might have been a couple more times off camera. It's worth being kind of pedantic about this because you can always take more off. You can't really put it back. So once it's feeling like a good height, it's just a matter of tuning back up, seeing where it's at. Now, I'm still no Tim Henson, but this thing plays a million times better. Definitely worth it.